So one of the audio channels got corrupted, so that's why you can only hear one of us. I don't know why this happened. Hopefully it doesn't happen next time. So, sorry about that. Anyway, enjoy the episode. This is...
Welcome to the Overdoers podcast. I don't fucking know. Okay, we watched a Sonic movie.
Yep, and that's what we're here to talk about. And I guess before we dive in, what is your experience with Sonic as a whole?
I'm more of a Mario person, but like, who cares? I mean, I tried to play Sonic Mania, and I got all the way to the volcanic level.
Oh yeah, that's right. I saw when you had it on your Switch.
Yeah.
Is that the only time you played that?
Yeah, I only played it like a couple times. I liked a couple of the levels, but like, it's an overall good game. I wish I played Sonic 06 a long time ago, and I thought that would be pretty good if it was better, like not buggy. Like it'd probably be the best Sonic game. Like honestly, like it'd probably be like that's just probably because I like edgy stuff, and it's like the edgiest Sonic game.
Okay.
But yeah, if it wasn't as buggy, it'd probably be like really good.
I haven't played that, so.
Did you know that Sonic Generations on Steam is like $1?
Right now?
Yeah.
Oh,
Steam summer sales.
well, I guess if my computer wasn't a broken piece of garbage, I would play it. So is that pretty much all Sonic experience you have?
I mean, I played Sonic Rush and Sonic Colors on the DS when I was younger.
My experience with Sonic is pretty minimal. It's pretty much relegated to the PlayStation 2 with Unleashed and Heroes.
Unleashed had like really good graphics for being on a PS2.
Yeah, the only thing I really remember is you go to Africa.
What?
Yeah,
I just remember that there was like a good like Italian like city.
Oh yeah.
Was that?
I don't remember.
I don't know. It was something like that.
I remember Heroes more, probably because I played that more often. I'd always shoot. So you pick like teams, like there's Sonic and there's Shadow, and I always picked Amy's team because I just wanted to play as Big the Cat. I don't know why. He was my favorite Sonic character.
Froggy.
I don't think
I mean, his whole thing through Adventure was just chasing Froggy.
Yeah, but oh yeah, that's right. And then I guess that was like, I don't know, over a decade ago. And then like after that time, like a couple years ago, I tried playing the first Sonic game and I hated it so much. Like
Isn't like Sonic 3 and Knuckles like considered like one of the better older classic ones?
Yeah, it's either that or 2. I think people are general agreement that that's the worst one out of the classics. But
Sonic 3?
the first one.
Oh, the first one. Okay.
Yeah, because I tried playing the first one, and the Green Hill Zone is pretty good because it's just like it's easy, you just breeze through it, and it's nothing stopping you. And then
Gotta go fast.
Then the second world, I forgot what it's called. It's like Labyrinth Zone, and you just wait on a block and just wait for it to go across the lava before you can move again.
I freaking hate those kinds of levels. Like, you played New Super Mario Bros., right? Of course you have.
Yeah.
You know the levels, like, on World 8 where you would go across those skeletons that were like a platform, and that was the whole level?
Yeah.
That pissed me off.
Good game design. And
just like how in Donkey Kong Country, another really good platformer, there was a level that I hadn't beaten for years because it was like based on like flying a rocket through the whole volcano.
Oh, is those the rocket blast? Oh my god.
Yeah, I was really bad at those. God. But then I grew up and now
that's probably like the only bad thing about Tropical Freeze, because they decided to keep those in for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah. But anyway, Sonic.
Yeah. Okay. We got
I mean, I didn't even know. Well, going back to just the main Sonic franchise.
Oh, okay,
yeah. Sonic. I didn't know that there was such thing as a Sonic Colors for the Wii and the DS until a year or two ago. I only played the DS version. And it was pretty good, but I didn't know that there was a whole like Sonic and the Secret Rings type gameplay of Colors.
Oh, is it similar to that?
I mean, I just know that Sonic and the Secret Rings has just you running in not like a straight line, but it's like has that perspective.
Oh, okay.
And I know Colors is like that from the gameplay I've seen. I don't know. I've only seen like 5 seconds of gameplay.
All I know is that it takes place in a weird amusement park.
I thought it took place in a lot of places.
Oh, right. I also tried playing Mania. And I didn't like it. Like, once I got the chemical plant and kept falling into the blue water, I stopped.
I mean, I just felt like I don't know, like I haven't played a lot of the old Sonic games. And when going into Sonic Mania, which is like the first, like, it's a really good, like, successor of, like, the older games, but I thought the whole thing was about, you know, going fast. I didn't know that there was like, I didn't know that there was like platforming. I think it's kind of cool that there's a lot of different ways to get to the end, and a lot of secrets. But
oh yeah, the best part of Mania is those weird mini game levels where you're just like chasing that UFO.
I like that.
I just wish there was a whole game based around that, or if there was just
chasing the blue balls or something, and like jumping. I like that. That was hard.
Like you collect stuff to go faster.
Yeah.
And it punishes you for being stupid instead of a spike popping up out of the ground.
Yeah. And they also reference that game in the Sonic movie, so let's go to that.
Yeah.
So, Sonic movie came out in February, Valentine's Day. A lot of dates or breakups happened on that day because of that movie, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, right. I was thinking, I thought it was like 2019 February, not this year.
No.
I totally forgot.
No, this came out in 2020.
My conception of time is...
It was going to come out in November, but then they decided to model up the Sonic.
Oh, yeah, because of ugly Sonic. I'm just kind of sad.
People think that was a publicity stunt to make the movie more popular.
Yeah, I guess I could see why. Because it's just so... Like, it's such a wide decision otherwise. Like, just... Why would you, like, design him like that in the first place?
I mean, I think the people who worked... What was it, DreamWorks?
I have...
DreamWorks... Oh, was it... Oh, no, it was Paramount.
When you could have said Pixar.
I mean, Paramount has the thing with, like, the stars and, like, the statue.
Yeah.
But this time it was rings, which made me, like, die of laughter.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
But, yeah, I think... when they were shipping it through, like, the whole process of making the movie, they were just like, I don't know about the Sonic design. They're like, I don't know, let's see what the public thinks. And then then it got memed and reacted and meow.
Oh, meow. I think actually the trailer version of that is better than the final version.
I swear in the trailer, like with the ugly Sonic, it had what's his name, Wachowski, Tom. It had him like in a police uniform. I don't think it had him in the San Francisco.
Oh.
I noticed that. I was like, wait, isn't he supposed to be in a police form? And I thought he was just in some random shed that Sonic may have stumbled into. I didn't know that was literally like at his house.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Oh, God. Yeah, because once everyone got a big reaction out of it, they hired a whole separate animation team to redo his model and, like, animate the scenes. And then, of course, when they were done, the whole studio went bankrupt.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, so that's the sacrifice for the Sonic movie.
I mean, the thing with 3D animating is that, like, we both worked with Blender.
Yeah.
You get your weird bone structures, and then you move them in certain ways. Mm-hmm. But I feel like it wouldn't be. I mean, of course, I've only messed with Blender for like a year, but like it doesn't seem hard to get the bad model and put the good model on those bone structures.
Yeah,
so
you would have to redo everything.
Huh. I read somewhere on Twitter that it's like that, but I don't know. What do I know? But I don't know. I thought the start of the movie was actually like really, it was really cute. I liked Baby Sonic. I liked the whole, Green Hill Zone, seeing the loop-de-loops. That first loop-de-loop that you saw, it's literally in like that's literally the background of the Green Hill Zone Sonic stage, with like Tails and Shadow running in the background.
Oh, right.
That's what I noticed at first.
In Smash?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
From Brawl and up.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was pretty neat, a nice touch. And then I don't even know if that owl lady teacher, parent figure, guardian was like. I think that's just like a Sonic made up movie.
Yeah,
like that's like
sure that's an original character.
And then we had like these freaking tribe Knucklesmen trying to hunt down Sonic for his power. Cause like, what are they gonna do?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was just to get Sonic his backstory or whatever.
Like I could totally see this being like the first entry, like in the Sonic timeline, if there even is one. This is like the first one.
Yeah, I have a feeling it'll come back in the future.
Because it's how he gets his famous, shoes. The logo, like, he didn't have his shoes. Like, he had those, like, worn down, like...
Oh, right. I forgot.
And then JoJo, near, like, the end, was like, hey, I made you some shoes in 3 seconds, and was like, wow.
Yeah.
Sonic was like, wow, thank you, JoJo. But, yeah, and then, for some reason, the rings, like, transported you to different friggin' worlds.
That was interesting.
Like... In the older Sonic games, it was just have these to keep your life.
I mean, I guess it's kind of the same.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, and then the whole introduction to him entering the world. I mean, I don't think that was Earth he first entered into, because when I think it was just some weird like forest world area. Because when it showed him first in his cave, and when like this was like after they revealed Robotnik and they were hunting him, but like he looked at a map, and it had the different worlds, and he X'd them off, and he eventually just made it to Earth. So
yeah,
I don't know. I like the whole introduction of Tom being just like just being a small town cop, being bored,
just being some guy.
Yeah, like not really a cop, more of just like a friend, to everybody, and has a wife who's really cool. More on her later, but yeah, the whole introduction of him and, seeing characters that you don't really see often but make funny appearances like Wade.
Oh, yeah, the other cop.
Yeah.
He was okay.
I mean, we didn't see much of him, but yeah. And then, meeting, the weird, crazy guy who was talking about the Blue Devil and how he drew Sonic. That was great. I didn't see the movie. I didn't see the movie in theaters, but I'm sure it got a lot of laughs out of everybody in the crowd.
Yeah, this is his first impression. This is my second time around watching this, so it was an interesting experience watching him react.
Oh yeah, no, it was insane. The whole I mean, I laughed and I joked about Sonic being like, oh, haha, I have no friends, but like that shit, like that hurt. Like I was like, dang, he has.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, who knows how long he was without Tails.
I don't think he knows Tails.
Well, I mean, well, spoiler alert at the end, Tails gets shown, but
yeah.
It showed him being like, I found him. So like they must have met when they were like young kids. I don't know. That's weird.
I'm sure they'll explain it in the sequel or something.
Yeah, but yeah, the whole I like the whole thing with him being super fast that he can interact with himself and play with himself.
Oh,
like yeah, that's when watching that, it's cool. It's like, oh haha, wow, he's super fast, but like on the inside, it's like, wow, he has no friends to do shit with, and he has to do things with his lonesome.
And in a fit of rage, he runs in a circle.
Yeah, there was like a really cute baseball scene of him being in many places at once and playing baseball with himself. And he was like, wow, good job, guys. And he looked around and he was like, oh no, I'm going to be alone forever. And then ran around in circles and then caused a sonic boom. Pun intended. And then the whole power went out. And then Robotnik, Jim Carrey, man, he did a really good job.
Yeah, he was my favorite part of the movie.
He did a really good job as Robotnik.
He just has like most of the weird, outlandish jokes.
Like he's freaking, what is it, like, he's funny, stupid, and like mean at the same time.
Yeah, he's out for blood.
And like when he was talking to that sergeant or general, he was like, "You're not the one in charge." He was like, "Are you really in charge here?" Yeah. And then was just like, "No, I am." And then just the whole thing with his different mechanisms and robots.
Yeah.
Just like I loved how it was like a power glove, like 2 power gloves, like you mentioned when we were watching it.
Yeah, basically a power glove except on like the palm of your hand.
Yeah, and you just mess around with it, and he controls a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it was an interesting take. Personally, I would have liked it better if he was thick Eggman. Thick Eggman is best Eggman, but this was a nice substitute.
I mean, I don't know, like who could we have gotten to play Robotnik, like Adam Sandler?
Yeah, that's fair, but I don't know, maybe.
I think
They
I
could've
think
put him in a fat suit. I don't know.
I think Jim Carrey is like possibly the best person they could have went to. Like, I don't care about Robotnik's look. Like, yeah, it's like a classic that looks like an egg, and he's like crazy. But like, this is fine. Like, I'm okay. I'm perfectly okay with it. I think it's really cool.
In terms of design, like, I'm not a big fan of Sonic at all. Like, the Eggman design, like, out of like the context of Sonic, is one of my favorite character designs.
Yeah.
So it's just very jarring to see him when he's not fat. But it's fine. It's not the biggest deal in the world, especially since I'm not a huge Sonic fan anyway. At all.
I mean, I wouldn't consider myself like a Sonic fan, but I like the games. Like, I don't purchase them on release, but like if I'm bored and I need something to play, which I'm behind on 3 games, I still need to beat Persona 5 The Royal and like start Final Fantasy VII Remake and Xenoblade Chronicles and all that.
All these games. Yeah, every time I've like mentioned my opinion online about Sonic, and it's usually specifically about the first one, I always have someone telling me to go play the second one specifically.
Yeah, I will get to those eventually. Like, I mean, we got like a lot of years left.
I have my Genesis sitting in my cupboard, and I haven't even turned the Genesis on yet. And I have all 3 Sonic games. I could literally just plug it in and play it anytime I want.
But it's a commitment. But it's
forgetting.
It's not forgetting. It's a commitment to plugging it in and starting it.
Yeah.
It's not about plugging it in. It's going like, okay, got to get in the mindset of this, and then it's just like you lay in your bed and watch YouTube.
Yeah.
Or just watch a movie or whatever.
For some reason, I don't know why. I just have like Goof Troop sitting on my shelf, and I decided to plug that in today.
What the?
It's sitting right back there.
Oh, what the hell?
It's pretty solid, actually. But
Goof Troop? They made a Goofy?
it's based off this 90s cartoon. It's like, that was also called Goof Troop. I don't know anything about it. I feel like if I go into this, we're going to get a little off track, so I'll summarize that Goof Troop for SNES is a pretty good game. It's short, but it's fun. It's oddly difficult towards the end.
So it's not like The Lion King.
No, it's actually playable. It's really fun. You gotta use your brains sometimes.
Huh. Alright, well.
Anyway, back to Sonic.
Yeah, then, after Robotnik, oh man, I forgot how Robotnik. Oh no, now I remember. So Robotnik found the footsteps in the forest, and it led all the way back to the Tom's house. And by that point, Tom already thought the raccoons were in his shed, and it was actually just Sonic. And then famous meow,
meow,
and then tranquilizer. What was her name? Maddie.
I don't remember.
She wasn't actually. She actually wasn't in the movie for that long. But okay. We're just gonna call her Maddie for the sake of it. Yeah. I hope it's right. I'm sure it's right. And she was like, "Don't use my tranquilizer gun," and he was just like, "Oh, I'm gonna shoot it." I mean, don't worry. I'll just scare it. Probably scare him to death.
World go dim.
I'm gonna scare him to death. That part made me laugh. But yeah, Sonic is tranquilized in a dog cage. Wakes up, scares Tom. They talk a bit, and then
You forgot that that's why he loses his ring.
Oh yeah,
he spills one and says San Francisco,
and then drops him on like the big San Francisco tower that I didn't know existed until today. And I've been to San Francisco. But yeah, and then they go through a lot of monologue about what.
Yeah, sorry, I had a revelation because one of the Sonic posters had like the Golden Gate Bridge on it.
Oh.
So San Francisco. It's Cisco. But anyway, I don't know. I don't know why I brought that up.
I mean, I didn't even pay attention to that. But that's a good catch. But yeah, and then Sonic explains why he's running away from these people and how they want to catch him for his powers, and then Tom's like, "Okay, well, I'm a cop and I should save this man." And so, I'm a cop and I should save this hedgehog. And so, hides him in the shed, and then he talks to Robotnik for a bit, and then these cool freaking micro robots that he like commands behind his back with his hand just searches his house after Tom just totally shuts him down about coming into his home, which was pretty cool. And then, lo and behold, he, search around for a bit. Sonic gets scared, and then he rolls down out of fear and hits the island in the kitchen. And then
yeah.
that totally just triggers Robotnik to be like, haha, what's that? And then Tom, those are pipes. And yeah, no, and then barges in. And then just sees Sonic's there, and then he finds the quill with all the speed and was like, oh yeah. Well, he walks in, doesn't see Sonic, and then is just like, and Tom's like, well, guess what? You're wrong. And then he found the quill, and he's like, actually, I'm not.
Sonic's like, wait.
Don't kill him.
He gets decked in the face.
And they run. They freaking dip, and they go on their way to San Francisco. And then they're on the road, and Tom literally looks at Sonic for like 5 seconds without looking at the road, and that gave me anxiety.
I didn't notice that.
Really? He talks to Sonic without looking at the road, and it actually scares me. Like, that does not happen.
Huh. Alright. I don't know what to say, because I wasn't paying attention to that.
That's like the first thing I noticed. Like, how are you going to not look at the road for 5 seconds to talk to a blue hedgehog that is in your passenger seat?
I don't know. I mean, arguably, a blue hedgehog could be more interesting than the road. Some weird alien freak.
Yeah, and then, you know, funny little bit where Tom's like, all right, you gotta go, and then runs all the way west into the Pacific Ocean in like 1 second, and then, funny fish on his head.
Funny fish.
Yeah. And then he gets dried off, poofy hair. Wow, funny. I like that. Shakes himself again, and all of a sudden he's just back to normal. Classic cartoon bit. Overall, I thought like that little bit of like the first quarter of the movie was really well done and solid. And then the whole scene with the store and calling Wade and having Robotnik just being right there, and then getting in the whole bar scene. I thought that was like a really wholesome development between their friendship, and I feel like it was a good way.
Bucket list.
Yeah, I thought that was a really key important part of the movie. The whole bar fight.
Sonic's out in the real world.
Yeah.
Because all these things he wants to do.
He's getting lit.
Yeah. And then the slow motion.
Yeah, like every time they made one of those slow motion bits, I loved it. It was really well done.
Pretty impressive, actually.
Especially the bar fight one where all the people were just stationary. Like, it was different when near the end it was just rockets being stationary, but like this was actual people being stationary and being moved around. Like, it's a lot of video editing.
Yeah, I can't even comprehend how something like that would be done. I don't know if you just make like really good models of all the people, but that wasn't the case because they looked pretty real and not like CGI-ish.
I have no idea how they do it.
I can't even explain it.
It's just something you gotta appreciate.
It's pretty solid.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, the whole scene with like those big 3 buff guys being like, "We don't like your kind here,"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Whoa!" And then just said hipster.
No.
I felt offended because my boss at work calls me a hipster sometimes, and I'm like, "Wow."
Oh my God.
Actually, no. It wasn't my boss. It was my coworker. But yeah, and
Do they like your kind around there?
hope so.
Oh boy.
But yeah, and then the whole bar fight scene kicks in, and then Sonic is just kind of on a rampage and messing with people, and it's funny, it's great, it's quick. All that happens, and then they're zooming. They're going to San Francisco, and then meanwhile, freaking Robotnik is just messing around in his lab with like this huge car, and is going towards them, and then it's just robot after robot after robot after robot. And that part, like, I thought it was over, and then another one. Thought it was over, another one. I thought it was over, and another one.
Sonic does the funny Fortnite.
No, God, don't bring up that one yet. Don't bring up that one yet.
Okay, I'll withdraw.
It's too late. The deed is done. But yeah, just they both use their teamwork, and Sonic drives, and then Tom will go to hit the robot, and Tom drives, and then Sonic goes to hit the robot. It's like a game of, I don't know, hot potato, hot robot. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then like how many robots were there? There was the bigger one, the one where Sonic was like, I had a baby.
Yeah.
And then it was.
Then it only had one wheel.
And then they killed that one with the bat, and then a little flying one, and then it totally turned their truck into a convertible.
Yeah, and then it turned into like a bomb. Like
Yeah,
a
and then
sticky bomb.
and then Sonic freaking died.
Yeah, yeah. I was confused. Like, I don't. I figured he could have just took his glove off and tossed it in the woods, but I guess.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, but
it would be weird if he just had like one glove and then just his weird human palm.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, why doesn't he just throw his glove away? And they were like, and I was thinking about people at Paramount, like, okay, so why don't we want to do this? And it's like,
we already showed Sonic feet.
we already showed
Sonic hands.
We already showed an X-ray of Sonic feet. We don't need to do this. And they were like, all right. And so then Sonic just dies. And then they went from Montana to San Francisco that quick. Like all without the hood of a car either.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, freaking Maddie's sister is like my favorite character.
Yeah, basically her character is saying get a divorce, and it's really funny every time.
Yeah, I kind of like character tropes like that, like how in Scary Movie 3, how like the whole kids, like the little boys' premise is just getting beat up throughout the whole movie.
Oh my god!
Like he obviously doesn't get
that, so
he doesn't get hurt. I've only seen like the last like 15 minutes of the movie, but yeah, that was like his whole gimmick, and this girl's whole gimmick is divorce.
Yep.
And then his dog Ozzy, rips off the blanket that he's carrying. It's like freaking E.T.
Yeah. Oh god, you brought in an alien.
And then Ozzy rips it off, and then just Sonic. And then I forgot the mom's name, but she fainted. And then just like this whole dialogue between Maddie and Tom, and waking them up, and then how Maddie gave Sonic a human pepper thing to smell to wake him up.
Oh.
I don't even know what that kind of substance is, but that's kind of cool.
Jargon.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have no idea what it is.
But yeah, and then Sonic just gets all hyper and runs around like a little child.
And then gets a fresh berry Yeezys.
I mean, I was wondering for the longest time. I was like, Sonic doesn't have his famous shoes. Where are they?
He basically has dirty tennis shoes the whole
They have literal holes in them, and then and then they take off his shoes, and then he's just like, wow, they're so stinky.
Mm-hmm.
How quaint. And then just like, and then JoJo just comes out of nowhere, which is Maddie's sister's daughter. It's just like, here you go, how your feet won't hurt, and she just had these at the ready.
Yeah.
Which is like, whatever, I'm not gonna question it. It's movie magic.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, Sonic is just kind of like, woo.
And they head off to the building.
Yep, they head off to the big old building. And he uses his police powers to make it up to the roof.
Yep.
Oh my god, and then the freaking scene where Sonic is in the duffel bag and they're waiting for the elevator, and like there's two people, and then he's just like, can I come out yet? And then I don't know what is going through Tom's mind to think that it's okay for him to be like, oh yeah, there's a child in there. Like seeing nothing wrong and just being like, oh yeah, there's a child in there. It's not mine, but there's a child. And then Maddie's just obviously like, what the like what? And then they just slowly walk away, and then they're up the elevator, and then boom, the rings that they've been waiting so long to get.
The classics rings.
Yeah.
They're now portals.
And then they get it, then it's just like a whole dialogue, and I was like, okay, come on, Tom, you're gonna say that Sonic is your friend, right? Like, come on, power friendship. He's going, you're not gonna see him anymore. Power friendship, you're gonna go. And so then
Sonic tosses the ring.
Robot, yeah.
The robots.
And then Robotnik, Mr. Oh yeah, and then some random, like, it's I wanted to point this out, but Sonic randomly just started calling him Eggman.
Oh yeah.
For like no reason, I think, unless I missed it.
Because his robots are shaped like eggs. He's like, "What are you, Eggman?"
Oh,
I don't remember
that makes
specifically.
We'll just roll with that. That makes sense. And so, yeah, and then Robotnik comes in with like this, like there was a scene like through the movie where he was dancing to some music, and then like he used like the quill, and found out its powers and how to sample it. Mm-hmm. And his attendant was like, "Hey, got your latte?" And he's like, "Of course I want a latte." I like his assistant. I liked his assistant. He put up with so much bullshit. Yeah. But anyway, huge freaking ship, and then just, classic scene like, oh yeah, they're gonna like, Maddie and Tom are gonna die, and so missiles come out slow motion. We saw this in the trailer, like in the Sonic movie. Like that was that was the main key point in the trailer. Like that was like probably the selling point, seeing it all like be slow mode.
Yeah.
And being like, wow, Sonic's fast. This movie's so cool, but it was with like the bad model, so it's like, haha, this is funny.
throwing missiles everywhere.
Yep, he starts playing music with the bullets, and then
Yeah.
freaking kicks. Oh yeah, before that even happens, he kicks Tom and Maddie off the building.
Oh, right. Forgot about that. And then he tries to throw a ring.
That part scared me. But yeah, he was just like he casually threw them off and is just playing music in slow-mo with rockets and bullets.
Mm-hmm.
And then Robotnik presses the quill power, and now all of a sudden, the whole ship is moving at the same speed as Sonic in the whole slow motion area.
God.
Like, that part surprised me because he must have been moving fast.
And that was only with one quill.
Yeah, imagine a hedgehog made of him.
Imagine a whole hedgehog. Oh my god.
And then gets blown off, and then has to reach for a ring that he rips a quill off of his head, and then uses it as like a hook.
Really smart.
I liked that. And then, threw them back in Montana at some guy's barn that he knew Tom. And then him and Robotnik fought for a little bit.
Yeah, they traveled all these locations. A sphinx gets blown up.
Freaking history in the making. Thousands of years ago is just dead. That part surprised me. And even when they were fighting in San Francisco for the first time, like at the start of the movie, that's what happened. And Sonic was like, "Yep, that's me."
This is me.
You're probably wondering how I, got in this situation, and then just rewinds like classic cliche bit, and then like, where do they go? They go to like China, Egypt. Was there another location, or was that it?
Oh god, those are the only two I can remember.
Yeah, and then they make it back in Montana, and then
Oh yeah, he gets shot through the portal, and he's like a burnt piece of toast on the ground.
oh yeah, this is when he was riding up the pyramid, and then he got shot, and then
and then Eggman's got him down.
Yep, and then everybody's just happened to be there.
Everyone in Green Hills.
Oh my gosh.
That's how they incorporate Green Hills.
I hate that it was just like that. Like there's just a place called Green Hills.
Just some random
Rural
town in the middle of nowhere.
Freaking hick ass. Like a hick ass country in Montana named Green Hills. Like that's awesome. I love that honestly so much. And then Sonic is just like, any last words, Sonic? And then Sonic is just like, guac, I always loved that word, and then it just dies. Like he actually dies.
And he's like, don't kill my friend.
Oh yeah, but before all that, freaking Tom used the ring to get onto Eggman's ship.
Right.
That was cool. I like that. Like you could just think of behind Robotnik's ship, and then just throws it and then goes in. I don't know how Robotnik didn't see that just on the sidelines, like a huge ring glowing.
See that in his rear view mirror.
And then just, wrestles with him for a bit, and then eventually just falls off. And then is about to shoot Tom and Maddie and kill them. And then Tom is like, and Sonic was my friend, and then boom!
He goes Super Saiyan.
He actually went Super Saiyan 3. And then, all by the power of friendship. I thought that was hype. I thought that was hype. I was freaking happy. I was like, this is cliche, but I'm living for this. And then he was like, I'm not going to use my powers to run away anymore. I'm going to use them to fight. And then just like, I was like, this is the most anime this movie can get. And so
there was the cool shot where all the like laser pointers are targeted on him. He's just looking in the eye of danger.
Yeah, this was after like he kept hitting it multiple times.
Yeah. And then bada bing, bada boom, he gets Eggman.
Eggman. And then I freaking just love how Sonic is like, Tom! And then Tom's just like, right. Like, they just know what's going on. And Tom shoots the thing into the mushroom land. Which Tom has never even seen the mushroom land. He just was like, okay, a mushroom planet. And then it was just like, yeah, that one.
He brought it once up in like a hotel scene.
Oh, yeah. I guess it was mentioned, but I don't know if he's ever seen it, but I guess it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, Sonic just kept hitting him over and over against these buildings, and then it came down to a showdown. And then Sonic used his classic spin dash on the ship, and then knocked him into the mushroom land, and then the portal closed.
I keep thinking the mushroom land is like a jab at Mario, because he's like, I hate mushrooms.
No, I totally think that has to be the reason.
I can't wait for the Mario movie to come out. And, then, like,
and they're just like,
I hate Green Hills.
No. They're literally just like, I hate blue hedgehogs. I hate blue. Hedgehogs suck. I hate blue hedgehogs. Blue hedgehogs.
I hate the rings.
I hate the rings. Just taking a whole jab at the movie. That'd be great.
Just not even, no subtlety. What is this? A stupid blue hedgehog?
Oh man, that'd be great. That's Tails.
Oh yeah. So he gets sent to Mushroom Land.
Yeah. And then just literally like before all that, I keep mentioning like before all that, Wade came in like the clutch shot at Robotnik, but like didn't hit him. And then freaking crazy, what was his name? Crazy Dan or something. And then just is like, I got a chainsaw, and then it's still running, and then Wade just touches it with a gun. Is like, put that away. Like, dude, your hand is gonna get chopped off. But anyway, they knock him in. The evil is dead. Sonic is saved. Tom fulfilled his job of saving someone and decided to stay in Green Hills because he wanted to be a big city cop and be in San Francisco.
And then you get a little taste of one piece of classic Sonic music.
Oh my gosh, I thought that was so great. It was just the classic piano with
I don't think that was made for the movie because I saw it suggested on YouTube, and it was just made by, I forgot the artist's name, but it was just like made before, and I guess they got like the rights to use it.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I think I've seen that before too.
So I don't remember who that guy's name is. Who made that version of the song.
But I thought that was charming.
Yeah.
And freaking this whole movie is like an easy just Olive Garden ad.
Oh yeah, at the end when the president shows up, he's like,
yeah, the president of the United States. Or like the leader of the government. No, it's not the president, because Tom, when he got the letter, was like, is it a letter from the president? He's a higher up to the government, and it's just like, here's this, and it's just a freaking $50 gift card to Olive Garden. Fucking capitalism, man.
Yeah, there's also Zillow, and I'm sure there's like a couple other product placements that I can't remember off the top of my head, but. Yeah, so they get their Olive Garden, their subtle Olive Garden, like, credit card thing, or gift card. And it's like, you should try the infinite salad. or
pasta bowl.
Yeah, that's what it was. Like, no subtlety at all.
It never ends. Like, that's just, like, the biggest ad placement ever.
And then they adopt Sonic as their kid.
Yeah, they were just like... Yeah, Sonic was like, no, Maddie was like, oh, you got school tomorrow, I think was the joke. You got to go to bed. And Sonic was like, I'm not tired. And then Tom's just like, go back to your cave. And then he goes to open the door, and it's just like, and then it's just like, well, you told me to go back to my cave. And then they open the attic, and it's just totally decked out of all of his stuff. I thought that was really wholesome.
And in a fit of happiness, he does a little Fortnite dance.
Yeah, he messes around with all of his stuff, and then once he gets on his race car bed, because it's fast, he Fortnite dances. And then, yeah, they just live happily ever after in Green Hills, Montana.
The Eggman is a whole Wilson situation with the stone.
Oh yeah, like at the end they just show Eggman, like a total like, what was that movie called, Castaway with Tom Hanks? Yeah, it was totally that with like the beach ball with like a stone, and like it like that's like the closest we got to like an actual classic Eggman look.
Yeah, the mustache and the bald.
You literally see him shave his head, and he has like like how long was he in there for his mustache to get that big? Like, jeez. And then, cute little credit scene of, like, the classic Sonic 8-bit or 16-bit or whatever it was, of, like, the whole summarization of the movie. And then, Tails. I thought that was cool. I knew it was coming, because I got spoiled, like, a long time ago. But, long time ago, more like 3 months ago. But, yeah. Friggin' Tails comes in and starts flying as fast as Sonic. I didn't know Tails had that. I guess if Tails can keep up with Sonic and the other games, then, I mean, yeah, I guess Tails is pretty fast. But Sonic has to be faster than everything else. Because it's Sonic.
Yeah, I think everyone in Sonic universe is as fast as him, as far as I can tell.
I mean, Knuckles can fly for some reason.
Yeah.
Big the Cat just knows how to fish.
All these crazy, wacky characters.
What was that crocodile's name?
Vector. He was part of the Chaotix.
Oh, God. All right.
Remember the Chaotix?
No, I don't.
Mighty the Beetle and Ray the... Actually, I don't think Ray the Squirrel was from Chaotix.
Wasn't there a squirrel like in Sonic Boom?
Sonic Boom.
Yeah, she used a boomerang.
Oh, I don't know what she was supposed
to do. Stitches?
Sticks?
Sticks.
Oh my god.
Why didn't she get a cameo?
Yeah.
But nah. Yeah, and then that was a Sonic movie. I thought it was a pretty like.
Yeah. Overall thoughts.
I mean, I thought it was actually like. Oh man, like I thought, like I don't watch a lot of movies at all, so I don't have like a big like. Oh man, this movie was better than this movie. I thought that was just a pretty alright movie. Like I'd give it like a 9 out of 10.
A 9? Oh my god.
I mean, it had good pacing in my opinion. The animation was nice. It had good funny bits. Some of it was kind of not needed, but like whatever. It's a kids movie.
Yeah.
Except they say hell, but like who cares? No one cares. No one cares about using hell anymore. But oh yeah, and frickin' Tom almost said "son of a bitch" at the end.
Yeah,
Son of a, and then Robotnik punches him.
Yeah.
I mean, what were your gripes about it?
Yeah, I've sort of restrained till we were done with the plot summary because I have a completely opposite opinion. I don't think it's dreadful, but it's just a kids movie. It's pretty because I guess the safest way to do Sonic was just like to remove all what makes him Sonic. I guess aside from speech, just like all the video gamey aspects and like try to fit that into like I guess a real world situation.
Mm-hmm.
And like I guess it just kind of makes it less boring or less interesting, as if you just if you had just like the weird little bug robots and all the weird little creatures.
I mean, yeah, you totally could.
Sort of realistic robot.
You can't really make a Sonic movie based on the actual Sonic games.
Yeah, because that's only really going to appeal to like a specific demographic, and in order for this to ever be successful, it would have to like drop all those aspects and like
do something, totally different. And they tried to do something completely different, making Sonic look how he was, and then they had to scratch it.
Yeah, that was interesting. I guess I don't know. My main gripe is just the humor is mostly just kind of a mixed bag, and there's a lot of it. I think just my least favorite stuff is just the reference humor.
Really? I freaking loved the part where they got to the bar, and then Tom was going to go make a call in the phone booth to Wade, and Sonic was like, what is that, some sort of teleportation device? Which is totally called a Doctor Who. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, no, it's a telephone box, and then, just runs off to call Wade. I loved that. I loved that a lot.
Yeah, it's just not for me.
Really? Alright, suit yourself.
I don't know. It's just, I don't know, reference humor and stuff like that just sort of feels like
forced.
Yeah, sort of like pandering to like people that aren't kids in the audience, like the adults. Like, hey, I know that thing. Mm-hmm. I like this movie now. Yes, these things are in because I associate these things with this movie. But I don't know. It's definitely a kids movie, and and it could have been much worse. It's not a dreadful watch. It's definitely watchable, and it's pretty basic in terms of a movie. I'd say it's right in the middle.
So would you give it like a 6 out of 10?
I'd give it a 4 or 5.
All right.
I mean, I don't want to rain on your parade.
Like, I mean,
you seems to like it a lot more than I did.
I loved it. I thought it was great. Mm-hmm. I wish Maddie would have gotten more screen time.
Oh, yeah, but I think the movie was just about the police
It was totally just
Sonic.
I mean, yeah, it was totally just about the police guy and Sonic, but I don't know,
so
like
just their friendship and whatnot.
Oh yeah, when Sonic had his whole bucket list and it was like, oh, start a bar fight as one of them, like that was funny. But then it was just like make a real friend, and Tom looked at it like, dang.
Yeah.
Well, oh well.
I guess one thing this movie accomplishes is that it's a video game movie that isn't terrible. Because
oh yeah, wasn't there like it wasn't a Pac-Man movie, but Pac-Man was featured, but there was like a whole movie.
Oh, the Pixels movie?
Yeah, that one.
I haven't seen that, but I've heard people despise that.
Yeah, and there was like an old-timey like Super Mario Bros. Movie too.
Oh yeah, I want to watch that so bad. That movie looks...
I mean, the only movie that I can think that anybody has done right is the Persona 3 movies. For one, it sticks to the core thing. It sticks to the core game. Like, the game is so big, they have to make 4 movies.
Jesus.
And so yeah, it's just based. It's like it doesn't even try and do anything neat. I mean, it has like a lot of neat character aspects and like chemistry, but it sticks to the whole like it sticks to the game.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't think there'd be much to change since those games are pretty.
I mean, the Persona 4,
story-based.
like the Persona 4 anime is like that, and the Persona 5 anime is like that too. They just decided to put Persona 3 in movies because it's a big game. Persona 5 and 4 are big games too, but I don't know why they decided to do that.
And also, you can get around to 5. That game looks really good.
It's so good. I still need to beat the Royal.
Jeez. I don't know.
I've been busy.
In terms of, I guess, Wreck-It Ralph, it's
Like Wreck-It Ralph wasn't like an
I guess
old-timey
it's not
game though.
based on anything specific though, so I don't know if that entirely counts. It's more just the concept of video games.
Like video
a
game.
specific IP.
I mean, I know that there's like realistic like anime movies like Death Note.
Oh my god.
I think there were. I think I don't know if it was an anime or a movie, but it was based around Kakegururi. You know, the one with the gambling girl,
The gambling girl.
red eyes. It was a school all about gambling. Really?
I don't know. If
Well,
I know
they-
what this is.
Well, they made a live action of that, and I don't know if it was a movie or a. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, that's the trickiest thing about these is adaptation and doing it justice.
Yeah,
There's a lot of things
because people
movies
with
can't get right.
video game movies, like you have to be like people expect a lot, and if those
Yeah.
criterias aren't met or they just do it in a weird way, people just won't like it, and that's true.
It's kind of striking that balance between appealing to the people who actually like it and just random people who are going to stumble in on it. Like, oh, what is this?
Like there was a Final Fantasy 15 movie,
Oh, yeah.
and they're like the characters were all animated, and I totally thought when I first watched it, like the first 5 minutes, I was like, wow, these are really good actors. But no, like that's just how far Square Enix's like 3D modeling is in terms of like
Yeah.
I don't know. It wasn't. I mean, it was an okay movie.
I imagine they had, like a more of a handle on that,
Yeah.
like the actual game company.
I mean, the one thing I don't really like about Final Fantasy 15, I thought it was a fantastic game. Then again, I didn't play it like, I didn't play 15 like right at launch when it was bad, but like you just have to do your homework a lot. You have to like watch a movie, play the multiplayer, play the story, play the DLC, and it's just like I just want to play the game. But like yeah, whatever. But yeah, Sonic movie. We'll save other stuff like that later. But yeah, I thought the Sonic movie was pretty like they made a video game movie like correct somewhat.
Yeah. It was a movie. At the end of the day, that's my summary. It was a movie.
It was a movie.
With the blue hedgehog that will probably get a sequel.
I hope it does. It'd be good.
Eggman was the funniest part. The Sonic joke was pretty good. There's heart.
I don't know. I just wish there was more like character development between like
Yeah, because
that's like my big kind of like gripe is just.
Because that's like the heart of the movie, the relationship.
I mean,
between
it's
those two, and it feels a little sudden towards the end, where he kind of just immediately it's like, all right, I'm giving my life for you now.
like he did so much for Sonic.
Yeah,
I think that was just because he was just like, I'm a police officer. I was born for this.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I don't know. But yeah, I mean that's the Sonic movie. Like yeah, I thought it was pretty solid, and I'm glad they listened to the people and decided to change Sonic's model and make it and make it as good as it could. Like I appreciate that a lot.
That was a good call.
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
I don't have much else to say.
Yeah, me neither. I pretty much summarized my whole story about it.
Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic.
Well, this is the end of this. I guess stay tuned for more.
Yeah, of course.
There's more than just movies. We'll probably talk about games.
Oh, we'll definitely talk about
I'm not
games.
certain what the next will be.
It'll be soon. It'll be soon trademark. But yeah. Yeah, that's a Sonic movie, and that's our opinions.
If we don't release something in the next month, you have full right to sue us.
Yes.
Sue us for free content.
Yeah.
On the internet.
Well, yeah.
Yep.
And then that's it. All right. Well.
Make sure to follow my Twitter and Instagram. The links probably in.
They'll be in the description.
I don't know if there's anything you want to shout out.
Play the Persona series, please. And if you have time, play the Devil May Cry series. Really good games, really solid. If you want, you could skip Devil May Cry 2. It adds nothing. But if you like Devil May Cry 2, then props to you.
2 things I still need to do.
All right, well, that's it. We'll see you guys later then.
Make sure to play Goof Troop.
Okay.